It's the next day already? This is Kevin, sophomore at the SA University. He's broke. He has no clue how he'll get out of all the student debt he's burying himself in. And as of now, he can't even afford to live in campus accommodation. He has to work 2 odd jobs while he studies to pay his bills to the small, tiny apartment in the city. On top of that, it's 2 hours away, so Kevin has to wake up extra early. Eat cup noodles, yes, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He can't afford a car either. But Kevin is very disciplined. He is never late for any class, and he never misses any deadlines. And one thing Kevin makes sure to do to make it all happen is be organized. Kevin always keeps everything ready for use in the right places, and he did it every time. So he never got caught last minute searching for keys right before heading out the door. Where are my sneakers? How did it get here? Did I leave it here? But recently, Kevin has been noticing something strange in his apartment. His things were misplaced, unorganized, or sometimes even missing. Didn't I leave the curtains open this morning? At first, Kevin thought he was the one that had left the things there in a rush. He had just forgotten about it. But as the strange occurrences continued, Kevin started to get a little uneasy about the whole matter. I don't know, you guys. Maybe I'm just being paranoid. What do you guys think? Must be his imaginary girlfriend. Stop joking, Scott. Like Kevin can even get an imaginary one. You guys, I'm serious. I've been feeling like someone's been entering the apartment while I'm out. Why don't you just install a camera? Good idea. But where am I gonna get a camera? I have one. That night, Kevin went over to Jenny's place to borrow her camera. Jenny took it out of the drawer and gave it to Kevin, saying, "This isn't any normal camera. It's an infrared thermal camera." As soon as he entered his apartment, he scanned the rooms to see if anything was unusual. He didn't notice anything mysterious at first, until he entered his bathroom. He went to wash his face and realized his toothbrush was soaking wet. Gross. He was convinced that someone had been here. There was no way his toothbrush hadn't dried since morning. Kevin set up the camera discreetly under some of his books on his desk and went to bed early that night. The next morning, when he got up, he opened his curtains. He had found them drawn quite a few times. He thought if anyone was breaking in, the first thing they'd do was shut the curtains. Just before Kevin left, he pressed the record button and headed out for class. As the day passed, he had absolutely forgotten about the camera. After his class ended, He went to the library to wrap up on a paper he hadn't finished. That's when Jenny arrived and sat in front of him. Did he set up the camera? Oh shoot, totally forgot about that. I left it running this morning. I gotta get home. I'm coming with you. I want to see this. The two took a train back to Kevin's apartment. Kevin unlocked the door slowly and both of them went in. The camera was still where he had left it, and it was still recording. Kevin and Jenny sat down and pressed a play, watching the recording. They saw Kevin close his bedroom door and leave that morning. After that, there was nothing. Kevin fast-forwarded the video, but he found the room empty and silent. Suddenly, the video fast-forwarded through Kevin's bedroom door opening. Jenny yelled out in excitement. Kevin rewinded the video, and the two watched as a woman entered his bedroom. She closed the door and just stood there for the longest time. Jenny looked confused when she saw a blurry image appear on the screen. It appeared to be a woman wearing a yellow dress. Scott was right. It is your girlfriend. Jenny, no joke, this is creepy. I've never seen her before. Who is she? Jenny and Kevin carefully watched the tape. She has something in her hand. Is that a knife? What is she doing? All the two could see was that the woman was tall. She had long, dark hair, and she seemed to be roaming around in Kevin's apartment. She walked by Kevin's desk and stepped around his bed and moved by his wardrobe. Jenny pointed out, "Hey look, the things on your wardrobe fell." So she's the one who's been tilting over everything. The woman then walked by the window and brushed along the curtains as they fell off the side hooks and closed. Kevin raised his brow and said, "So this woman's been moving the things around in here." Watched impatiently at the screen, waiting to see what she would do next. But she just lay there. Kevin fast-forwarded the video once again. About an hour later, the woman got up and walked towards the wall, where the camera was placed on the desk. Jenny grabbed the camera and scanned the video for a while, but the room was empty. "This is great. I have the evidence I need. We can go to the police now." Kevin stood up, ready to get his bag, when Jenny jumped up. Kevin's bedroom door was opening in the video again. "Kevin, hold on." The two watched with big, wide eyes. Only to see it was Jenny and Kevin coming inside. Jenny shut the camera as she watched herself enter the room. "I gotta tell Scott." As Jenny laughed, texting Scott, Kevin paced the room in sheer anxiety. "Scott, you won't believe what we found on the camera. Meet us at the diner in 20 minutes. "Come on, Kevin, let's go, I'm starving." Kevin was happy they'd found the intruder. And by the time they got there, they found Scott waiting for them. Jenny was excited. She couldn't help but smile, and Kevin was happy they'd found the intruder, but at the same time, he was a little worried. We found the answer to all that's been happening. I told you there was something going on in there. Yeah, Scott. Kevin and I saw a woman roaming in there. That's so weird. Jenny took out her camera and skipped through the video to the part of the woman and showed it to Scott. Scott looked at the two with a troubled look on his face. Jenny then spoke out and said, "All right, Scott, it's time you give up the act. Where's Zoe?" Scott looked at Jenny nervously and said, "Jenny, hold on. Nothing's making sense. We planned it all out with Zoe, but when I called her, she told me she hadn't gone to the apartment. After you called me saying you found the culprit, I called up Zoe to come down to dinner. She told me the day after I gave her the keys to Kevin's apartment, she had to leave the campus and go to the hospital because her sister was having a baby. She hasn't been here since, and she never went to Kevin's apartment to pull off the prank." Kevin furrowed his brows and looked at the two. "What are you guys talking about?" "It was all a prank, Kevin." "Jenny, what kind of joke is this? Did you know how worried I was? I couldn't sleep for days. And Scott, I trusted you with the keys and you gave them to a stranger?" Jenny kept laughing. "Calm down, Kevin. Have a laugh." Scott held Kevin's shoulder and said, "Zoe's a good friend of ours. When she's back, we'll introduce her to you. Don't worry about anything. The keys to your place are safe and sound." Jenny scratched her head and pointed. "Wait, God, are you sure no one else has the keys? If Zoe didn't go to Kevin's apartment, then who did we see in there?"
If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family.